Gold making guides. That's what we were gonna talk about.
Yeah, we should just talk about some gold. Let's talk about our experience in Classic.
That was a nice intro.
And how difficult it was to make gold in Classic.
In Classic, you had to be a raider, I'm assuming.
No, man, we made some good. I made some good gold.
I sold the most ridiculous things for the most ridiculous prices. And
well, we never
them.
get to 60 in Classic.
Yeah.
And so I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, never getting to 60 means that we never got to raid. And raiders did seem to have a lot of money.
Yep.
Although they had a lot of expenses as well, so I'm not necessarily sure that it was a great way to make money to raid. Because they always had to buy elixirs and potions.
Running people is the most profitable thing.
Now.
Yeah.
But then, I don't think so.
Like, you can go online and on your 110 paladin that's boosted.
Mm-hmm. And get someone to run me.
And, well, no, you run them for money, for gold.
People would pay for non-Argus runs? Because that's the only thing I've seen advertised.
Well, there might be like a low-level guy that needs some help.
Yeah, if he's low level, how much money does he got? And nothing is difficult anymore. Like, you ran me through an 85 raid, and I got about fuck all for it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not worth it.
They changed a lot.
I mean, how much are these guys going to pay me? Right? Not enough.
Yeah.
I would need to walk, especially if I'm not keeping the items, I need to walk away with 1,000 gold at least.
Well,
that's not even a lot of money anymore in this game. 1,000 gold with a bag. The hex weave you're talking about was 1,600.
Yeah.
1,000 gold is literally nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah. Happily, I'm not like coming up with these ideas off the spot. It's just people like on trade chat that I've heard. These are like methods on trade chat that I've noticed.
Have you noticed people offering to run people for lower level dungeons?
Yeah. Occasionally.
For how much?
I never ask. I had better things to do, and I just didn't ask. I was raiding at the time. Yeah, right there.
Well, in vanilla, we had some very desperate and pathetic schemes to make money, like the clan meet. You want to tell people about the clan meet?
Where Westfall, I think is?
Westfall, on the coast.
These low-level... Anything... Pro tip here. Anything that's... anything that gets used by a profession is going to be sold on the auction house.
Pro tip here, Arman has always been broke in this game, so probably hey, not professional.
I had
disclaimer, not a professional.
33,000 gold. I was happy with that.
What, in Warlords of Draenor when everyone else had maxed out accounts with 9999999 gold?
Right. No, in Legion. Just casually.
I remember talking to Joey years ago during either Mists or Warlord.
And he had like 200,000?
No, he said that he had at least one character with maxed out gold. And he knew multiple people who had multiple characters with maxed out gold. Because the economy was so broken.
At the time, it was the max was only like $250,000. In the past.
Really?
Yeah.
It never allowed you to just go
999? No.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to Google that. So maybe Joey was just full of shit.
Or maybe he was right, or he was being honest, and it was just $250,000.
No, but he said not maxed out 999. Maybe I'm misremembering it. I don't know. The point is though. Whew, that smells good. There should be no. First of all, there should be no max gold you can carry.
Now there isn't.
Well, you know what I've always wanted in WoW?
I
want gold to be a physical entity.
Okay, like tokens.
But I want you to be able to drop them on the ground. And they exist.
Okay.
and I want them to actually take up space and weight.
Okay.
So if you get really rich, you actually need a place to store your money.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
It would have, I don't know, elaborate.
Sounds like a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's like...
Well, I like the idea of if I have a lot of money, I can't just carry it on me at all times.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, let's say gold has weight, and your character can carry an X amount of gold weight at a time.
Uh-huh.
You can also just put gold into slots in your inventory if you have more gold than you want to carry on your purse or whatever. And then when you have too much gold, you put it in the bank, and it like takes up slots.
Uh-huh.
Like bags of gold.
Like
a
ingredients used to.
Yeah.
Would you also change the game so the only sole purpose of the game was to make gold?
For myself, yes.
Yeah.
Everyone else would just keep playing.
Motes of air and fire and life and air. What was the other one? Earth. I said it.
Are they valuable?
Shadow, yeah. Still like 26 for the, you know how
26 gold.
26 gold for like
That's nothing.
But for the, you know how you click it, stacks of 10 turn into like primal. It's 26 gold for the like stackable ones.
For the lesser ones.
Lesser ones, yeah.
It's still such a small amount. If we're talking about, because what are we ultimately talking about here? We're talking about buying tokens, right? Having enough gold where you can do anything you want, which includes buying tokens and never having to pay for your subscription. Well, I don't see myself making that kind of money off of 26 gold transactions.
So you want to come up with a gold farming guide right now.
I need a scheme.
And I'm okay with it.
Which comfortably nets me enough gold to afford a token in a small enough time to be reasonable.
Now,
let's say 1 week of casual play, and I want to have that too. I want to have that $250,000.
I don't know if you can do it, man. Not just you. I don't think it's possible in the game.
Hey, man.
I think you need like some ridiculous circumstances.
No
like,
offense, but you've never been very
profitable.
You've never been very wealthy.
Wealthy, yeah.
You still never bought your epic flying.
I just bought it. I probably didn't know.
It only took 13 years.
I didn't play the Alliance character.
I'm joking. But I think it's looking like it's going to be pretty difficult, actually.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I agree.
I know you agree, because I know I'm right. But there's one method in Legion with your class hall where it gives 1,500 gold every 30 minutes to 2 hours. And that's just the garrisons, right?
You like max out your garrison, right?
Yeah.
How long does that take?
It takes a decent amount of time.
6 months of grinding?
Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. That's not and it's probably not 3,000 every 30 minutes. It's probably like 3,000 a day, right? Yeah, I'm sure it limits you.
It limits you a day, yeah.
So you can probably fulfill those things once a day. I think I've heard of those in videos.
Yeah, and I got at least 3 at a time.
So is it 10,000 gold? 3,000, 9,000?
Yeah.
So you can do it every day. So every day you're making 9,000 gold.
4,500.
Every day.
Yeah. And that's how I got 33,000.
Alright, so let's call it 500. Or let's call it 5,000. Another 500 from questing and stuff. So you're making 5,000 a day, so that'd be 15,000 a month.
Yeah, but...
So you still need to make another 185,000 gold. You see, even that garrison thing is not that much. It's not that much money, man.
I don't know.
We need a scheme that's so lucrative that we can't spend the money. Like that scheme that shall not be mentioned that we did back in the day.
Yeah.
Where it was so much money couldn't possibly be spent.
Yeah.
This is back in that was Burning Crusade, right?
What's a number that you can put on it?
What do you mean?
The total amount.
Back then?
Yeah.
Let me think. I had the stock backed up for a long, long time. So I was selling that for months after we stopped. Maybe like 20,000.
20,000 back then.
20,000, 30,000, yeah.
That's a lot.
It is. Maybe more. Because sometimes I would make like 3,000 or 4,000 in a day. And I'd go back and do it the next day and the next day. Sometimes I'd corner the auction house and make 10,000 at once. So probably a lot more than that. Probably like 50,000. Between 50 and 100.
No, those are like...
Those are retarded numbers.
Those are retarded numbers.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't spend it. Like, I would go to my twink and I'd be like, he needs this, this, and this. It's going to cost 1,900 gold. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, I need a level engineering from 0 to 375. Fuck it. I'll just spend 2,000 gold, buy everything off the auction house, power level it right up.
Yeah.
That's the kind of money we need.
That's $250,000 talking money. And nowadays.
Yeah. Nowadays, it's probably millions and millions.
Well, I have these potions, dark water potions, that increases your swimming by 70% and your run speed by 200%. It's like this, not nostalgic, but...
What are the most expensive and most used
potions? Prolonged power.
You're an alchemist. Those are the ones that you should be.
Yeah, but I'm at 85.
Oh, your 110 isn't an alchemist?
No.
None of your 110s are alchemists?
No, none of them are useful. My mage didn't have
What are his professions?
Nothing.
He doesn't have any
enchanting at like level 50 and
Jesus.
Mining.
Those are not the most useful ones.
No, I boosted him.
Oh, yeah, I hear you. I think my paladin's going to be pretty useless for quite a long time.
Thankfully, mining, you can start
Mine
at level
anything.
1 and mine anything you want, yeah.
That's huge change. It's a huge difference.
That is amazing.
It is.
I'm going to pick that up with my paladin.
I think I'm probably going to pick it up as well. Just have 2 miners. Or maybe herbalism, but there's no reason to have 2 miners.
Herbalism and mining, it doesn't matter. If you're going to play the character, you're making money.
Well, alchemy seems powerful. It seems like potions will always be expensive and they'll always be needed. And since they're consumable, you have to make more. That's the difference between tailoring and that, because like bags will always be profitable.
Yeah.
However, they'll always be low volume because people buy a bag and they never need another one.
Who are you going to be an alchemist with?
Maybe my paladin. Not sure. Maybe alchemy and... Well, I want somebody to be a blacksmith because since I'm mining all this shit.
Well, if
is
you're
blacksmithing even profitable?
blacksmithing, everybody says gathering professions will always be profitable as a staple, and professions that craft will be even more. It's just a little more difficult, and later on in the game. In the levels is where you make the most money. You craft legendaries. My warrior was a blacksmith. I made thousands at a time. I did.
So let's say I'm not going to drop tailoring with my mage, and my mage and my paladin are going to be the only max levels, so they should have the crafting professionals, right? Because you have to, at a certain point, you have to be high level to do certain things.
Yeah.
So my mage is a miner. Maybe I should drop mining and get my paladin and get blacksmithing with a paladin.
Mm-hmm.
And then with my mage get herbalism.
Herbalism and what does he have? Enchanting?
No, tailoring. Or
Tailoring?
maybe enchanting and tailoring. That's what he used to have before I got hacked.
I would stick with enchanting. But that's the thing.
Rather than herbalism?
Yeah. But there's let's state how profitable enchanting is. You can disenchant your old gear, and the gear that you run.
Yeah, which is huge because about 50% of the gear you get is going to be bound on pickup.
Okay.
Especially when we're running shit, which we're going to be doing a lot. I'm going to be doing it a lot at least. Because it's not. I don't think that running is going to be massively profitable like it was in TBC.
Yeah.
In TBC, I used to make a couple of grand a day just doing Scarlet Monastery runs. I could do. I forget which one was the main Scarlet Monastery instance where you actually go into the cathedral and you fight the boss.
It's Cathedral.
Oh, it's called Cathedral. Perfect.
Yeah.
I could do that 5 times in like 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and I would get like between 500 and 1,000 gold per run, depending on how many Crusader Ords dropped and how much of all sorts of different stuff dropped. Then I would disenchant everything that was bind on pickup, and I would disenchant most of the stuff that was bind on equipped. I was only looking out for twink stuff, and then sell everything else. And I would make 3,000 or 4,000 from doing that each day. And in TBC, 3,000 or 4,000 a day is crazy. And I wouldn't do it every day because, like I said, you can't. What do you spend money on at that point?
Yeah.
You do that for a couple of weeks and you get like 25,000 in the bank, and you're like, all right, well, what am I even spending this money on?
Yeah. I think the most profitable is like cornering the market and like buying on equipped best in slot items and flipping them.
How do you propose to do that though?
You can't without big money.
I don't think you ever can. I don't think the market's not voluminous enough. There's not enough of those things being sold. Maybe today, but at least back then there wasn't. Back then, the only thing you could corner the market on was a material which is traded enough that people need it right now, but it's not traded so much that the market's too big for you to buy out.
Yeah.
Like the imbued netherweave cloth. Made thousands and thousands on that.
Well, the flipping ordeal is what they were doing in Legion pre-patch.
Okay.
Past
Patch just ended.
patches prior. That was just a method of making money.
I still think, just to get a little bit tangential, I think that the WoW token is like one of the greatest business ideas of all time. It's truly, truly good. Blizzard is fucking genius. So, I think for the immediate future, what I'm going to focus on is running instances. And I'm going to get that mod so I can auto post things. There just aren't enough hours in the day for me to learn everything like I did back in high school.
Yeah. I would beg you to actually sell the greens and see how much you make.
Okay, I'll try that. I'll disenchant everything soulbound, of course, and then I'll try to sell the greens.
Because when I did it, 2 of my items sold. And one of them was 1,000, and the other one was like 300.
Shit. So yeah, that's definitely more valuable than the shards and shit.
Yeah. But only 2 of them sold. And nobody was playing back in like a couple weeks ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were all waiting for the pre-patch.
It's more like this on that, you think?
Yeah.
Well, with that auto thing, that thing that automatically posts, then that's actually viable, is posting
random stuff.
Hundreds of stuff.
Yeah.
I used to have a set schedule when we were in high school where I would spend 2 hours right when I log on just posting stuff on the auction house and picking stuff up out of my mailbox. I'd have like 30 tabs of sold and expired auction house stuff. Because remember back then there was only one item in each mail.
Yeah. I spaced out for a second.
And so I'd have like dozens of tabs of mail, and I would have hundreds of things to put on the auction house just today. And then I would do that for like 2 hours, and then I'd go PvP for a couple of hours because dealing with the auction house would make me stressed out. And then I would go on my mage and I'd do some AoE farming or something like that, or try to run a scam. And then go back on the bank at the end of the day and do it again.
Yeah. there was old methods where with Marks of Honor, or rather Honor back in the day, you would buy the enchanting dust off of the vendor, and I was selling the dust needed, and that was pretty profitable.
Okay.
Things like that. But those are low-level things. You don't know how many people are playing nowadays, but it's World of Warcraft. Levels range.
Do the auction houses communicate between servers? Between realms?
I don't know.
I don't think they do, but you just never know nowadays. I think that deserves a Google search.
Yeah. Why not? As long as you see someone else in the same battle group.
My thing for why not would be, it might just be too much. It might be too much on
the servers.
Well, like it might drive. Might be too much competition. Suddenly, everything becomes insanely cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not just dealing with prismatic shards from our server. You're dealing with prismatic shards from 100 different servers. And so there's 100 times more prismatic shards theoretically, which means they're 1/100th of their normal price. There's something like that. Value.
What about it?
I should have said value. They're 1/100th of their normal value because there's 100 times more of the material.
Yeah.
Supply and demand.
Everyone's undercutting each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Infinitely amount of times.
I was hoping that imbued mooncloth or whatever would sell. That did not.
Dude, I had low level potions saying it was selling for like 27,000, 2,700.
Obviously, like some really rare ones or something.
It was.
I'm kind of disappointed my account doesn't have anything rare or special in it.
Yeah, you haven't been playing much.
I just wasn't sentimental as well back then. I was just selling everything. Didn't save anything for any reason.
Mine weren't special. I guess it was just like some dickhead posting it off on auction and putting it on like a huge upsale because there was none there.
I was always the jackass who filled his bags with snowballs around Christmas, thinking that they would be worth more 6 months from then, but they never were.
Really?
Yeah.
Never was?
Never. I never sold a single snowball.
That's something I would also love to do.
Never sold one single goddamn snowball. I've got hundreds of them still in my bags in my bank. I always thought, I was like, people get the snowballs and they don't think about it, and they use them all because they're only one-time use.
Uh-huh.
Didn't the snowball also used to knock you down? Used to stun you, or like knock you back or something? There was an effect to it that made it more fun. I think they took that away.
Probably a small knockback.
Yeah, and like people were using it to knock each other off of cliffs and stuff like that.
No, that's cool. They probably insta-patched that.
Yeah, exactly. The moment somebody complained.
There was a cool Darkmoon Fairy money-making guide I saw.
With cards?
No, it wasn't with cards, actually.
Oh, God. I hate those cards.
My Warlock is a Inscriptionist. That actually was profitable.
I don't know when I'm ever going to play on a comma again.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about it as I'm spending 100% of my time on Sinjin. I'm building up the Sinjin economy now. I don't know if I'm going to start switching over to a comma. Maybe just switch back and forth a little bit every now and then.
Oh, do you have only one character on that?
For what reason, I don't know. Yeah, I only have one high-level character.
What level?
It's like the 82 or 83 priest.
Oh. I would say there's probably no point.
We'll see.
Unless you're playing on that server and then that server is more profitable or something. I don't know. But then you're a priest.
Yeah, the priest. Well, maybe I can join a guild or something like that. Everyone needs priests, right?
Yeah, if you're... Healing PvP is awesome fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome sauce fun?
Yeah.
Awesome fun sauce?
Everybody keeps you alive while you heal everybody. They just bunch up around you.
That's cool. Maybe I'll do I like healing more than being DPS. The DPS priest is such a joke. At least back when I played back in the 80s, he only had like 4 abilities.
Yeah, Shadow Word Pain, Fray or
Curse
something.
Of bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, Mind Flay.
Yeah, Mind Flay.
But yeah, can't level as a holy priest.
No, you can't. Some people do just...
Unless you're exclusively fighting undead.
Yeah. Or just doing dungeons. Constantly.
Which is maybe what I should do. Maybe I should go on there, do dungeons until 110, start doing raids, get into a guild, just be a healer in a guild. Make good money, if they make money at all. Do raiders don't make money? They used to make a ton.
In Legion?
Yeah, today. Whatever. Not the ones that are running people, just the ones that are running for themselves.
Just casual players?
Filthy Cas.
Like, I'm a filthy casual.
You're a filthy casual.
Yeah.
You might be the most unfilthy casual. The great unclean one.
The gem of World of Warcraft. Who is this guy that's like bone stock everything? At max level.
Item level 999. Impossible.
I don't know if I'd call 960 gear casual. That's heroic level, bro.
How high does it go?
987.
That's the highest item level you can have?
Yeah. That was mythic.
How hard do you have to play to get to 980?
You would have to hope that your gear that drops would randomly Warforge or Titan Forge.
So it's just total RNG?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
But you can do raids or you can do mythic dungeons.
Which one gets better?
They're both the same, actually.
Shit.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
So there's no reason to even raid. That's so dumb. There's no reason to raid. I mean, like, wasn't the whole point of having 20 people together is because the enemies are stronger, you need 20 people?
But it's such a fucking headache.
It is. That's the point. You shouldn't be able to get that stuff without going through the headache.
Mythic dungeons aren't as easy as you think they are.
Well, I'm sure they're probably too difficult. Again, like, there should be a point where the only way you can beat it is by having more people. So, like, I think Mythic Dungeons should be, like, as strong as possible while still allowing 5 people to beat it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first level of a raid, which is the 10-man raid, should be literally impossible with 5 people.
Yeah, it takes a tremendous amount of skill for some Mythic dungeons. Level 28 Mythic plus 28 Mythic dungeons.
No idea what that means.
It's like the amount of times it's boosted up. Yeah. I got to 14. I never played a 15 because nobody would want everyone. Well, that's another one. In Legion, you can sell if you have like 4 people and a slot open for a 5th person. You can sell mythic runs. Level 15 mythic runs.
So what if that 5th person is just a total noob?
The 5th person?
Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Then it's obviously not that difficult, is it?
But that's at level 15. Level 15
Of
mythic.
the boost.
Of the mythic boost.
I gotcha. But at 28, they wouldn't allow that slack.
Hell no.
15 still seems like a lot of boosting.
Yeah. Well, it's because...
So what about completely unboosted? How many people could run it? 2 people?
Unboosted?
Yeah. A protection paladin and a holy paladin?
Just a protection paladin.
Just a protection paladin?
Would
run a mythic raid by himself?
Yeah.
At level?
No. Well, it's at 110.
And the raid is 110.
It's yeah, but he has super gear. Like he's really geared.
Baseball.
Yeah. Like the gear actually mattered in Legion.
Super gear.
Yeah. Like 2 legendaries that were 1,000 and all his
like
other
what
gear.
item level? Like
Item level
960?
1,000.
No. Like his general item level to do it by himself to do the mythic solo would be like what?
980.
980. So
Or
you had 960.
975.
That wouldn't cut it.
Not as a mage.
But as a paladin, would it? Like if you guys were playing the same class, how much stronger is 980 than 960?
I think most classes could actually solo Mythic 0.
Doesn't sound very mythic. Doesn't sound very mythic at all. Sounds pretty ordinary.
Yeah, it's Mythic 0.
Dead minds.
Yeah. Just because it's a mythic, you would assume that
It's incredibly difficult.
Yeah. Which
You'd be wrong.
Which it is, but I guess there's a lot. The end game was super stretched out in Legion, and there was a lot to do. Because you level to 110, you do Broken Shore,
Broken Isle?
Broken Isles.
Yeah.
The Broken Shore campaign.
Okay.
That gets your gear to like 880 or something like that. And then from 880 you go to Argus, which then your gear goes to like 915, 920, from 910 to like 920. So the whole point of the end game was like upping your item level, and that's all that mattered. And there was like a 200 there's a 200 item level difference at 110.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
So at 110 you start getting 800 and it goes up to 1,000.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So that's the power scale. From having 2.5 million health as a fresh 110 to having 12 million. Yeah. 12 million compared to 2.5.
I almost wish I played back then because it's so preposterous, the numbers and everything. But everyone's doing 1 million damage, like a hit, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What was PvP like when everyone was rocking Insanity?
Well, they would hit relative to what their strength was.
Yeah.
In World PvP. In PvP, it was all scaled. So
in Battlegrounds.
Yeah, it was all scaled, so it was kind of
disgusting.
pointless.
Filthy casuals.
Yeah.
God. So, like, my twinks mean nothing, basically.
No. I mean, your heirlooms and
Best in slots?
those are pretty best in slot, yeah. So it's decent.
My plan is, because I want to get them up and running as soon as possible, to get heirlooms for all of them. For all the slots that allow heirlooms, get heirlooms for all my twinks.
Mm-hmm.
And then go for best in slot for the non-heirloom slots.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's good enough for now. Maybe way later in the game, like 6 months from now, I can upgrade them more. But I just want to get them playable. Because my paladin right now sucks. He's using twink gear, best in slot for vanilla. For vanilla and TBC.
Yeah.
And early TBC too, not like at the tail end.
How is he doing in Battlegrounds?
Awful.
Really?
I mean, he's not useless, but he's just like average.
Okay.
But I mean, back in the day, he used to be unstoppable, almost unkillable, doing good damage, not amazing damage. He's only level 19, but the warrior was literally unstoppable. Level 29s back then would have like 600 or 700 health. My guy would have like 3,500 fully buffed, doing like 900 damage with a crit. Giant two-handed axe. Just one-shot people. Bam, dead. Dead. Have like 6 people fighting you at once. So much fun. Twinking's the best.
Yeah. You have to find fun in the game where it comes.
Yeah, you really do. You have to find
nowadays, because
find it.
How many new players are going to be playing World of Warcraft in the 8th expansion?
Yeah.
And they're going to learn quickly. They're going to buy heirlooms and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Have friends, guildies that are giving tons of shit away.
Yeah.
Guilds are extremely helpful.
Yeah.
We should find a useful guild.
A real guild, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just robbing my guild because no one's logged in 3 years, and I'm an officer, so I can't take any gold out of it though. And they have 3,000 gold in the bank. It pisses me off. That gold's just destined to sit in there forever. I'm allowed to repair my shit up to 25 gold a day, so I've just been using that. And I can take 1 item from each tab except the very last tab, which is 3 items.
It's pretty good. I can only take 3 items out of the first 3.
3 each or 1 each?
3 each.
Okay. They have good shit?
I just don't want to take it.
Why not? You're gonna get kicked out?
Probably.
Invite me to your guild. I'll get kicked out. I don't mind.
I might take it. No one's actually probably using it, but...
Hey man, if it's in there and no one
It's
else
like,
is
I feel like a dick saying that.
Just take it.
It's literally like a 200 stack.
Of what?
200 stacks of herbalism.
Of good stuff?
Yeah.
Take it then, man.
Selling like 26 gold each, and it's a stack of 200
But you
each.
can make potions out of it. That'd be more valuable, right?
Yeah. Well, if you use it up, depends if they're gonna want the potions or
Are you
not.
like an officer in the guild or something?
I don't know.
Don't even know your rank?
I don't know my rank. I don't even play. I haven't played the rogue in such a long time.
How about this? It's an inside job. You invite me to the guild and I'll rob the place.
Jeez.
Okay? And you can blame it on me.
It's a lot of gold, man. It's like, I calculated, it was like 3,000 gold on the auction house worth.
Just the herbalism.
Yeah.
How much would it be worth of it in potions?
I would think less.
Really?
Well, it's probably not max level.
Oh,
And there's
a
a-
little shit.
Yeah. And there's not a expansion. There's a new expansion out.
Mm-hmm. But the new potions for raiding, like the new elixirs or whatever they're called,
Yeah.
flasks, whatever it's the name they give it this time,
Yeah.
for the new expansion are going to be really valuable, right? And super high volume. Like, you'll be able to sell as many as you make. That's really important.
Yeah. That was playing
That's why I like the
6
idea
months ago.
That's why I like the idea of taking a herbalism guy.
Yeah.
Is there a limit to how far down you'll get the notification? Like when you're flying,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm too high in the air, will I not see the nodes?
Yeah, I think you won't see him.
I wonder how high that is. I wonder how high you can be.
You just want to fly around.
Yeah. Literally just zigzag back and forth and just
With
grab.
the griffin.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
with
actually
the
just
flying.
flying about.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I used to know a guy who did that in TBC, and he was the only person I knew who was richer than me.
Cobalt?
Hmm?
Cobalt?
Was he a hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a hunter. Yeah. Was that his name?
Yeah.
Shit, I don't remember his name. Cobalt. That sounds really familiar now, though.
Yeah.
And he used to do that on Epic Flying Mount, just fly just zigzags through Zangamarsh, Hellfire Peninsula, and Nagrand.
Mm-hmm.
And he would start on the east and go through Hellfire, then Zang, and then Nagrand.
Yeah.
And then he would, he had blacksmithing and jewel crafting as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the jewel crafting is what you made insanity money from. Crazy, crazy money. And you get those jewels from mining.
Yeah.
And he was making like 25,000 a week, 30,000 a week.
But that's the thing. Now you can just tip some guy to make what you want. And sometimes it's free, and you don't have to tip them. You just have to have the ingredients.
That's a gem.
You just have to have the gem.
Yeah.
Which makes the profession pointless.
Well, back then, mining was so difficult. Like, it was actually hard to find the nodes. The other day,
Right.
it was truly comical. I forget where we were. But it was in one of the leveling zones.
Ghost lanterns?
I don't
With the
think it was
mithril?
Ghostlands. No, it was before that. It was a couple days ago. It was
Okay.
like 2 or 3 days ago. But I think I was mining, like, ghost iron or some bullshit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I must have found 20 deposits right in a row, right next to each other. Like, I'd be mining one, and my map would have 3 more that I haven't visited yet. And I would run to the next one on my map, and I'd find 3 more after that.
Yeah.
Like, there was always 3 or 4 or 5 on my map. It just went on like that for like 45 minutes, just nonstop mining. I was like, this is insane. No wonder this shit's not worth anything. If everyone has that as well, like
Yeah.
if you also had mining, you could be standing right next to me mining the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
So it must be worth nothing.
Yeah. That's a game changer.
That's why something like alchemy is so much more important. because less people have alchemy, less people are going to have the recipes, and then it's a really high volume item because they have to be used. Like the raiders have to use them.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again. Every week, X amount get used no matter what.
Yeah.
All right. That's been a good one, I think, today.
Yeah.
53 minutes.
53 minutes.
We'll probably cut that down because I don't think the beginning was very entertaining. But we'll see. Thank you, everybody, for watching. This has been Brian and Arman again with another podcast. Still don't know what we're going to call this. We might never think of a name.